Hi, this is Dana. Welcome to my live stream. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I actually had fell asleep and was sitting here in my chair with my eyes closed. I'm glad to be back doing the live streams, and I hope you'll join me and stay to the end. Tonight's topic is going to be breast cancer care, and specifically care for someone that has a double mastectomy. The first thing is the most obvious thing and is not meant to insult anybody, but is to help the person get home and get in the help. In that, I was very fortunate. I had my husband and my son here to help. It was very difficult getting her in the house because she was so sore and hadn't moved that much in the hospital. So with that said, the next thing is getting them settled in. And the second thing we did was get her settled in. She has a hospital bed, so once again, it was kind of easy for us to help get her settled in once she was in the house. And as best I remember now, she was very glad to get in and get to her hospital bed and get some rest, because it took a lot of effort for her to get in the house and get to her bed. And I guess the next thing I want to talk about is care of the JP drains, or the JP bulbs. She has two of them, and that is fairly simple and straightforward. The hospital gave us a little collection cup, and we opened the drain, which looks like a little grenade, and when you pop the top off of it, you just tip it over and dump it into the little collection container, and you measure it and record it. Each drain has a number, so you put the amount that you collect in the specimen container, record it on a sheet, how much, what time, and since I have my husband and my son and myself, it's fairly simple to keep up with who is doing it. We had our first post-op visit today, and it was a good one, and they did look at her drains, and they said they were in good shape. They said we're supposed to be changing them daily. And hi, Aaron, welcome to the live stream. They said daily changes. We were doing them every other day, and also to dab around the site where the tube comes out with some hydrogen peroxide. So that's a little something to add to our routine, which is doing it every day. And we use gauze and paper tape, and we split the little gauze uh, down one end. We cut into it and then cut out like a little triangle for the gauze to slip up on the tube. So we do that several times a day because fortunately she's still putting out a pretty good amount of fluid every day. So they would not take the drains out yet because they have a minimum amount, and the amount that we collect in a day is much more than the minimum that they suggest. She has to go back next week, and they did not put any fluid in her tissue expanders, but they said they probably will next week. And hopefully that goes well. I know she's been a little bit apprehensive because other people that have had the surgery have communicated to her that it is uncomfortable when they do that. So, the next thing, besides the daily dressing changes, is to make sure that the person gets up and moves around a little bit. And this is just to help them to get better sooner rather than later. And once again, we're fortunate again as we have a bedside commode that the arms drop off on each side, because since her gunshot wound injury has left her partially paralyzed, we have tools like that to help. And it's easy for us to sit next to her bed, and she doesn't have far to go. But like I said, with that said, it's necessary for her to get up and move around a bit to help prevent blood clots. And unfortunately, she has a history of having blood clots, or PEs, they're called, pulmonary embolisms. And she also has had DVTs, which is deep vein thrombosis in her legs. They did give her blood thinners in the hospital while they were doing the surgery to help keep her blood thinned out. But we have not taken that since we've been home now, which has been a week into this process. She's doing very well sitting up and getting up, and that's a good thing. And also, she takes a medication to help relax her chest wall and to keep it from spasming, because the incision is from one side of her chest to the other horizontally. And that is prescription medication, which she takes a couple of times a day. Fortunately, she has a minimum other medicines that she takes. And one of those is for control of pain, and it's a liquid pain medicine because she does have what's called a short bowel disorder or short bowel disease from having lack of small intestine. She does not have a large intestine that was removed many years ago. So typically, most of her medications are liquid or sublingual under the tongue because it helps her to absorb them, where with pills or capsules, she does not absorb them well. Um, Erin has just shared she has to get a colonoscopy in September. Um, that is not something that I look forward to, but it is very important. Mary just said how important it was, and it is. And and Mary says she can share information with you to make it a little bit less difficult and hopefully a lot more tolerable. It is such an important procedure because it can detect colon cancer in its early and most treatable stage. And so that's the. And Mary just said colon cancer is the most curable cancer, and so that is a marvelous. Yeah, it detects a lot of other things too, and it can also tell the doctor about a host of digestive disorders that you may have, or hopefully rules it out, or you may not have. Um, yeah, first one. First one is a little bit scary because it's just the apprehension of what's going to happen. And hopefully you'll have it explained to you very well, and that helps you not be so anxious about it. Because they do have to sedate you or give you general anesthesia and put you to sleep for a short amount of time.
But what they give you is not like normal pain medicine, so you don't have a tolerance built up. It's conscious sedation that they give you, so you don't, there's no way you can have built that up. It's like propanol, Versed.
Mary says what they give you is not like the regular general anesthesia. It's something called conscious sedation, and it's something like a light propanol, which is what Michael Jackson was getting when he had passed to help him sleep, which is not at all what it's used for. And
it's not an opiate.
Yeah, it's not an opiate, so it's not something that you can have a tolerance built up toward. And also, they use Versed, which is to help you not remember anything at all, which Versed is a wonderful drug. And it helps you to forget what has happened, and so that makes it a much more tolerable experience. Mary said she promises you will be fine, and I'm sure you will be. Um, it is typically a procedure that's done at a hospital or at a uh, endoscopic center, a facility where that's basically all they do is to do colonoscopies or endoscopies, which is going down the mouth and looking in your belly with a camera. And I've had that done numerous times, and so has my partner in crime, Mary. Um, it is a thing that once you get older, they recommend you have done about every 10 years if there's nothing that they need to go back in and look any sooner for.
So why don't you talk a little bit about Shannon Rose and how you feel about that situation?
Mary has suggested that I go off topic a little bit, or a whole lot, um, and talk about a YouTuber who is a influencer called Shannon Rose. And she has two channels, is Shannon Rose, and her vlog channel, Shannon Rose Vlogs. And she has... No, you didn't get me off topic. It's fine. Shannon Rose has collabed with another YouTuber to present a fake drama. And the reason she had to come clean is because the other smaller YouTuber did a video and was honest and said what was going on. And so she had to do a response video, which she was taken down. And really, I'm quite angry with her. And I've done something which I almost never do. And that is, once I subscribe to you, I'm a ride or die, right or wrong, so to speak. I don't unsubscribe, but I have unsubscribed from her because she has deleted the apology, which makes her seem even less sincere. And her
she said for deleting it's a lie.
And the reason she said for deleting it was a lie, but how are you to believe anything she says going forward? So I'm just not watching her.
And the animal abuse, and I've seen it now, it's on the dark web. It's awful.
And she was going to do a campaign with PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and they dropped the campaign she was going to do with them. Yeah. And she had did some terrible things that is still on the dark web to this day. And it was
not talking, but actually doing bad things.
Not talking, but actually doing physical acts of bad things with animals. And so that's not the kind of person that I'm going to support. And I read her most recent book and I gave it a glowing 5-star review on Goodreads. And I'm sorry I did, but I will say the book stands on its own in my review of it. But I wouldn't recommend anybody anymore to read her book because who knows? And this is the way I feel. It's probably just a book of lies and half truths and inconsistencies or whatever you want to call it. Um, so I just am very angry and upset because once again we've been tricked by a big YouTuber and they were not as they would have us seem. She wants to say she's a family friendly channel, and I do a little series on Friday called YouTube Stars, and I am so glad that I've never recommended her channel because I tell you what, I don't delete videos, but I certainly, if I had recommended it, would go back in and private the video so it couldn't be seen anymore because that's how strongly I feel about not supporting her and not supporting her channel.
So, because we're sort of psychic over here, Mango T just uploaded another video that says, "My drama with Shannon Rose takes a new turn." Just a couple months ago. I don't know.
Mary just shared that Mango T, who was the other smaller YouTuber that was a co-conspirator with her on this false drama,
Completely crazy.
has just uploaded another video to YouTube called "My Experience with Shannon Rose Takes Another Turn," and it was just uploaded a few minutes ago, so neither of us have had a chance to view it and tell you anything about it. And Mary said because some of us are psychic, and really, Mary has a uncanny ability to sense or see things that are going to happen, and so we were talking about her and him, and they're calling him Fruit Boy, but the name he goes by on YouTube is Stephen Mango. And like I said, he's a smaller YouTuber, and I don't know what his video is about other than to.
So, he needs to stop talking about her, but I don't think his mental illness is going to allow that. But it's the videos on the dark web, they're still available. And so it's about those dark videos that we were just talking about, where she's doing really bad things, and also like her involvement is still owning a company, and that those clips are still available, and she's still making money off of that.
Also, Mary said his video is about her videos that are on the dark web that are about her doing things with animals and talking bad about people of color and
Well, beyond that.
and beyond that, abusive actions toward people of color. And also, she is owner of a company called Mean Girls in Miami and is still receiving money from that. And that is something that people need to know when they choose to watch or not watch her channel.
Yeah, she's
that she's not this
vegan family.
that she's not this good family friendly vegan channel that she's trying to let everybody think she is, that she's only presenting to you a character, not a real human being like myself and like my daughter.
Supposedly people have reported to CPS.
Supposedly people, she lives in California, and they've reported her to CPS. I don't know if that's true.
I'm sure people have, but I'm not sure that she's done anything that would affect her current child. Some of these clips could be, because they're not normal, like, kink sex clips. I think she could be in trouble with some of these.
Mary was just saying that the video clips that she has on the dark web are not the normal kinky sex or porn clips. They're much darker and deeper than that. And although we may hope to believe that her child's not in any danger, what she's done in some of these videos may have her in a chargeable status.
I know she pretends to be eating, to being accountable. I don't know how to, you know.
Mary has said that in some of these videos she pretends to be accountable, which is someone who eats other human beings, and she claims to be a vegan now and not eat any meat. So yeah, that don't sit well
This
with.
also means this is the seventh video that Mango T's done on her. And a lot of it's because he's not getting the attention that he wants from these videos.
Also, Mango T has done 7 videos now on Shannon Rose, and it's our opinion that he's doing all these videos simply because he's not getting the attention that he's after. And Aaron just said, I can't stand him. I can tolerate him.
I'll never watch. I used to watch it.
And Mary just said she'll never watch him. But he doesn't seem to be a person that is real mentally stable.
Completely unstable.
Mary, in her words, says completely unstable.
Because in his videos, he talks about what they've done, and he doesn't see what they did as being wrong, just that, like, Shannon wasn't giving him enough attention for participating in it, and that's why he outed her. And he was threatening to kill himself to Shannon. He admits that.
Mary said the problem with him is that he is not sorry for deceiving his viewers and subscribers. He's only sorry that he got caught. And the only reason he continues to do these videos is because he doesn't like that she's not giving him the attention she said she would in private when they came up with a scheme about creating this false drama between them.
And he's trying to use his mental health.
And he's trying to use his mental health, saying he's depressed and suicidal, to prompt her, Shannon Rose, to action and to give him attention. And that's always naughty and a no-no in my book. Anyway, I've been on here for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to sign off for the night. And tomorrow I will upload a video called Wisdom for Wednesday. And on Thursday night I'll go live again at 9:30, and I'll let you know what the topic of interest is going to be. But I hope you'll join me for my video tomorrow and my live stream on Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me, Mary and Aaron, and all the other people that catch me on the replay. Bye.